What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. And I want to speak on the fact that today's like the condition of today's NBA. And in my opinion, today's NBA ball players don't work on their game in the off season, right? And I noticed that with I think it really stopped. I think with LeBron, I remember like when LeBron James played against the Spurs in that championship game, right? And his low post game was exposed. He didn't have a low post game, and LeBron James basically don't have a go-to shot, right? And so people were saying, oh, he did lose to the Spurs, but what he needs to do is develop a go-to shot, maybe develop like a turnaround jumper, much like what Kobe did, and Mike did later on. Magic also developed like what Magic had, like that running jump hook or half hook Magic had. Um, you know, and so that used to be a thing in the NBA, right? Like every year, each ball player, all those ball players, just especially the superstars, they worked on their game. You know what I mean? You could see something different about their game. If they had a weak left hand, then you could see that they had worked on it coming up the next season. And like I said, with Mike early in his and Mike Jordan early in his career, he didn't have that turnaround jumper, and when he developed that turnaround jumper was like, it was just like money. It was unstoppable. Kobe did the same thing. Kobe developed that turnaround. He stole that from Michael Jordan. That fadeaway turnaround jumper, that was unstoppable. It was like money in the bank. Magic Johnson did the same thing. Magic had like I said, he had a running hook that he had developed. But you don't see that, like I said, with today's ball player. Now, I will give Steph Curry some credit, right? Steph Curry has worked on his ball handling skills. But for the most part, because the game is all athleticism and it's like a science, like the science to the game is gone. I remember listening to Bernard King talk about like the different areas on the court where he know, like, if once he get to that spot, he know he's it's like you can't stop him. Like once he get to his spots, he unstoppable. And that's how a lot of those ball players were in the back in the day. They were more efficient and they could score in so many different ways from so many different areas on the court. And they developed these skills like throughout the years. But when you watch, like, just take any of the guys who are like under the top names in the game. Now these guys, every year they look the same. Like, you don't see a new shot from nobody. Like Anthony Edwards, he basically he'll shoot a 3-pointer, or he'll go all the way to the rim and dunk on you. You don't see Anthony Edwards with like a turnaround jumper, a fadeaway jumper. Karl Anthony Towns never really developed his game like in the low post. Like, Hakeem Olajuwon just perfected the low post game. Patrick Ewing, I remember watching Patrick Ewing, and you could see the development in Patrick Ewing like throughout the years. But not with these new age ball players. Like I say, for the most part, it's just all athleticism, and the science of the game is really just, it's just like it's faded away. Who else? I'm trying to think of somebody who I can see that like every year they come back with like a new move or a new skill. Really nobody. I think a lot of the guards do work on their games. The smaller ball players like Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson got better. Who else do I think worked on their game in the Jalen Brown. I think his game really, you can see like his game developing. He more of a versatile game. You know, he worked on his mid-range game. He can go all the way to the hoop, and he has a fadeaway. You know what I mean? Like when he gets to certain spots on those wings, on those elbows, he can shoot the fadeaway. You know, and so I think he is one. But for the most part, these superstars are really not working on their games. They are just all about athleticism. And the thing about athleticism, when you know, while you are a great athlete, you need to be learning how to play the game, you know, developing other skills. So you don't have to worry about like how high you can jump or, you know, or your first step. If you still had the same first step, you know, that you did in the league when you first get to the league. And I can honestly say like LeBron James, I don't see any moves or anything he worked on in his game where as though, you know, he didn't have that in year one or year two. You know, no low post game from LeBron James. You hardly ever really see him post up. No, like no go-to shot from LeBron James. You know, like a shot where you know, like you know that like, all right, well, if LeBron James get this shot right here, you know that it's money. He don't have a money shot. None of these young guys in the game today don't have a money shot. And so that's why, you know, like I said, like the skill of the game, the science of the game really is really faded and fell off since Kobe Bryant left. You don't see too many guys in the offseason really developing their game and coming back like somebody that's going to be like unstoppable on the offensive end. You don't see that. You know, there's nobody in the league right now that you can say, oh man, once they get the ball, you know, with like seconds left on the clock, that you know they are unstoppable. You don't have those kind of guys no more. Yeah, and so that's my take on the current state of the NBA as far as, you know, guys developing their game. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment. Let me know if you agree. You know, let me know if you see anybody like besides the guards, like the wing players and on up. You know, and some of the guards don't even really work on their games, but I think the guards do because they don't have any. The guards really need to find need to be more creative with their scoring. I'm as a matter of fact, I really want to see how the guy what's the guy that from Memphis, the kid in Memphis that keep getting in trouble, Ja Morant. I want to see like how his game progresses like throughout the years. You know, like it's not going to be all about like flashy dunks. You know, like you're going to have to learn how to score without dunking on people or flashing to the to the basket. And so yeah, I want to see how his game pans out in the next 3, 4, 5 years. Like once he start to lose that his jumping ability or his athleticism. But yeah, that's my take on it. These guys, not like I said, they're not developing their skills in the off season, and it shows. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.